The New York Knicks are losing out on one of their free agent targets in a massive update that is absolutely killer to the Knicks, but also makes their plans very clear going forwards. While also one of the newest Knicks has spoken out on why he joined the team and also the role that he'll play with two other guards being there as well. Things look very clear right now, and honestly, I think the Knicks losing out on this free agent target is not the end of the world because it puts them in the exact perfect position that we have needed to see the Knicks go in this entire offseason. And we are going to discuss all of that, guys. But real quick, if you have interest in joining the Digest Media team, if you want to get started in sports media, make sure to go and apply in this link or hit the description down below. We have a ton of openings for all four major American sports teams. And if you want to get started as a video creator, as a YouTube content creator like myself, or as a writer, we have tons of positions open for anyone who wants to take their talents to Digest Media. But with all that being said, let's jump into it. As you know, just a quick reminder, subscribe to the channel. But let's jump into the video, guys. Look, the Knicks, there is a huge thing going on with this team right now, as Leon Rose and the Knicks have found themselves in a very weird situation. There's a ton of that Ben Simmons drama going around. Did he actually get a contract offer? Did the Knicks not offer him a deal? Simmons' camp says he might have, but there's also the noise that he didn't, or that he wasn't interested at all, so the Knicks didn't even offer him a deal. There's been a lot of craziness going on with the New York Knicks and with this whole situation regarding Ben Simmons, but other free agent targets were revealed, one of them being Malcolm Brogdon. The Knicks were mentioned to be linked to Malcolm Brogdon and have interest in him as another lead ball handler to bring back to the team so the Knicks could have another guard on the roster. Now, obviously, this would have a guard-heavy bench, of course, but the Knicks do want another guy who can run the floor, and so they have had interest in Malcolm Brogdon. But now a new report has shown that the Knicks, they're likely losing out on Malcolm Brogdon here. In a new update, it was mentioned by Eric Pincus that veteran Malcolm Brogdon is an experienced guard who can defend and shoot the ball, but he has struggled to stay healthy throughout much of his career. The Wizards are going with a young roster, but they also acquired CJ McCollum via trade and have no practical need for Brogdon. Several teams could use help at the guard position, such as the Minnesota Timberwolves, Golden State Warriors, Sacramento Kings, and obviously the Knicks. And Brogdon's a talented player. He only shot 28% from three last season, but we all know he's a much better shooter than that anyway. He just had a down year. He was way more of a focus on defense than he usually is because the Wizards are not a very good team. He put up 12.7 points per game, 4 rebounds, and 4 assists as well, so he still put up good numbers. He can run the floor. He's a combo guard, can play either position. He's a veteran player who's been around successful teams, whether it's been some Pacers teams that have been good. He was with the Bucks for a bit, and then also with the Boston Celtics when they made a run and almost made the NBA Finals, but lost in Game 7 to the Miami Heat. So we've seen this sort of career pan out with Brogdon where he has had some success at the NBA level, when it comes to wins. But the former Rookie of the Year is injury prone, and that does definitely lead to a cause for concern. Now, Sports Illustrated mentioned with training camp fast approaching in a few weeks' time, teams will begin to kick the tires on some of the league's top free agents, including Brogdon. A veteran team could benefit from Brogdon's services, but a rebuilding squad may look at his experience as a positive mentorship opportunity for a young core. Last season, Brogdon played with the Washington Wizards, one of the youngest teams in the league. He has proven that he's willing to play with any team that wants him, and that he could be a positive impact. Therefore, the Knicks need to solidify the decision on whether or not to sign Brogdon because they may not be able to add him when other teams are on the hunt. He also played with the Portland Trailblazers for a year where he was also a veteran mentor, so we've seen this from both sides of the aisle now. Malcolm Brogdon has no problem being a mentor. He's just a good player to have around. He's a good dude, and people like having him on their team. Also, rebuilding teams can sign him, have him mentor guys for a couple months, and then February rolls around. Some team needs a guard on a minimum deal. Boom, easy trade to pick up a couple second-round picks, and it's such a win. I mean, I'm not going to lie, I don't know which team Malcolm Brogdon's going to sign with at all, but I don't think it's going to be the Knicks. If you made me decide right now I had to put money down on it, I'm going with the Minnesota Timberwolves. It makes too much sense. Adding another veteran guard to that team who could shoot the ball, who could make some plays with Mike Conley getting up there. Malcolm Brogdon's not a bad defender. To me, this move or this guy, it screams Timberwolves move incoming. That's my guess off the top of my head. I know the Timberwolves have interest, so it makes a lot of sense there. I don't think he'll end up going to the Warriors, though it wouldn't be shocking. I do think the Warriors will go in a different direction as well. Also, don't be shocked if the Warriors sign Seth Curry. Seth Curry's career is winding down. There's a reason why he's hanging out in Charlotte for this long, just because he's from there. He does live there a lot of the time. So it does make sense that Seth is just trying to stay around home. But if he goes to Golden State, obviously his brother lives there. So I don't know if you guys have heard of his brother, but he's a decent NBA player himself. He's a starting point guard on the Warriors. And so it wouldn't be shocking to see Seth Curry play like there for a year before eventually just calling it a career at 35 years old and kind of hanging on by a thread in the NBA anyway. So I think with that, we will see Brogdon go to the Minnesota Timberwolves and not really sign with the Knicks. Brogdon's been a solid playoff player. There's only one playoff series, or only had 1 year where he's won a playoff series in his career, and he's won 2 of them. They made the conference finals that year. The Celtics, they went to Game 7. They evidently did not win in the 2022-23 playoffs, where they came back from a 3-0 deficit after going to Topgolf, but ultimately it didn't work out. They made some changes, and they won the NBA Finals the following year, so everything worked out for the Celtics in the end. And Brogdon's even had a playoff series where he put up 21.5 points per game, so we've seen Brogdon play quite well in some playoff moments, putting up 12 points and 4 rebounds with 3.7 assists in his 43 career playoff games, shooting 38% from 3 and 42% from the field. So Brogdon's a solid player. I would not at all mind if the Knicks signed Brogdon. I think he'd be an excellent veteran to have around. I think there'd be a lot of good behind Malcolm Brogdon, but I'm not betting on it at all right now. When we look at the Knicks rotation and when we look at their roster, what we see is a team that could use another sort of wing more than anything else. Right now, the wings, there's still not a ton of depth. OG could play that wing spot. Josh Hart, Mikal obviously can. Pacome can, and then Jordan Clarkson and Deuce McBride can both play the 1 or the 2. They're both combo guards. I think the Knicks adding another wing makes the most sense here. And I mean, with that, we look at this team, we look at the guards on this roster, and you understand that it's going to be a little bit interesting to see how they navigate this whole situation, because the Knicks Deucey is more of a 2 guard, but also Jordan Clarkson has been more of a 2 for the past couple of years for his NBA career. He's really almost always been a 2 ever since the Lakers decided to draft D'Angelo Russell 2nd overall in 2015 and moving Jordan Clarkson out of that point guard position off to the 2 guard. And honestly, I think it makes a ton of sense for the Knicks to play Jordan Clarkson at that 1. And Jordan Clarkson, he did speak on signing with the New York Knicks and how that whole process went down when he was at the Roommates show, the live show the other day. And he said, it all happened in 2 minutes, and then I was a Knick. The arena, honestly, feeling the energy from the fans, knowing that they're going to let you have it if you're playing badly, but when you're playing great, it's all love. Clarkson continued by saying, Stephen Bondy mentioned that on Saturday, September 6th, Clarkson shared how he became a New York Knick. The 33-year-old guard was watching a Carlos Alcaraz, who's one of the best tennis players in the world right now. He might be ranked number 1. Match at Wimbledon with his agent, Rich Paul, and he called and asked a simple question: where do you want to go? And Clarkson didn't hesitate, saying, I want to come to New York. He replied within minutes, and Paul relayed the interest to the Knicks, and Clarkson was set on a new path. Jordan Clarkson last year put up 16.2 points per game, 3 rebounds, and 3.7 assists. He got a steal per game, shot 40.8% from the field and 36% from 3, including 50% on corner threes. Jordan Clarkson's an excellent shot creator, and people are not understanding that he can be that lead ball handler for the Knicks. Or maybe some people are understanding that, but clearly the Knicks front office is a little hesitant on it. But I really do believe that Jordan Clarkson can handle that role just fine. And with Deuce McBride also there, I'm really not that concerned about the point guard position whatsoever when it comes to the backups. I mean, we'll see these two, and then we'll also see Jordan Clarkson there. At the end of the day, there's still Tyler Kolek as well who's hanging around. So the Knicks do have options at that point guard spot. I would rather see them go for a wing or a bigger guy or like a forward or something, just to continue to build up depth in those areas. And then come that March, when you could add that 15th guy, then you go and add a point guard. You add some veteran guard onto the team just for a backup in case of emergency break glass type of guy, and then all of a sudden things are fine. So I would rather see the Knicks go that route personally, and I actually think that is what they're going to do. I think they're going to accept that Jordan Clarkson can handle that role, and we're going to see him handle it quite well. But when it comes down to it, Jordan Clarkson has been a great player in the playoffs with the Utah Jazz, which is where 3 of his 4 playoff appearances has been. He didn't really get a ton of minutes on the Cleveland Cavaliers, who were atrocious. I don't know why. But Clarkson, in the last 3 playoff appearances he's had, has played decent minutes, playing 28 minutes a night, averaging 17.3 points, 3.2 rebounds, and 1.7 assists in those 24 games. Clarkson has shot 35.3% from 3 in that span and 45% from the field, so he's had a decent efficiency with a 57.8 true shooting. Jordan Clarkson has shown that he absolutely can handle a lot of what is going to be thrown at him, and I do trust Jordan Clarkson a lot. Also, shout out to the fact that Leon Rose and the Knicks fixed that Rich Paul issue situation, because there was that beef there that they cleared up. This got Jordan Clarkson to the Knicks. Totally worth it. Guys, what do you think about this whole situation? Let me know in the comments down below. If you're interested in joining Digest Media, make sure to hit this link right here below my finger, or hit the link in the description of this video down below. It'll say I want to join the Digest Media team. Hope to see you here. Also, have a great day. Go Knicks. Subscribe to the channel, or else... I'm kidding. Nothing's going to happen, except I'm just going to be like, darn, I'd like the extra subscriber. You know, it's good. It's good. It gets me more views. It gets me more money. It's more fun to talk with the Knicks when you got more subscribers. You guys don't care, and you understand how subscribers work. You watch YouTube.